Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, outsiders of all ages, it is time for the Outsiders. We're brought to you by Poncho Outdoors. We're wearing the shirts right now. We'll show you some more shirts as we move along. Chance Mach, Bo Edge are here. Jason Dick is sick again. Jason, get better soon and stop hanging out with whatever weird, dirty people you hang out with, brother. Get well. Arch needs you. He's not even first or second team AP preseason. We'll get to that. But we're talking offense tonight on the Outsiders. Gentlemen, I want to start with this. Scale of 1 to 10, your belief level in the hype around this offense. Whatever you consider the hype to be, up, down, in the middle, Arch is going to do this, Arch is not going to do that, whatever. Your belief level, 1 to 10, in this offense. Bo, Country Gorilla, let me start with you.
8.
Okay.
Because I think the hype is predicated on Arch Manning being at least good, if not great. And there's been nothing that the Mannings or Arch has shown in his progression of his career that he's not going to be way above average. And if you have an above average quarterback, you're already above 5. Give me the star power of Wingo. Give me what I think is really good tackles on the offensive line. In my opinion, it's an 8. I don't think they're not going to be the best offense in the country, but with the defense that we have, they don't need to be. They need to move the ball effectively and be explosive when time warrants that Sark lets the reins off Arch. Like they don't have to be gunslingers the whole time.
All right. I kind of like that. That number. Chance, what do you think?
Well, I feel a little bad now because my number is 7. So Bo has a little bit more faith in it than I do.
Okay.
Look, there's no two ways to cut it. I think Arch is phenomenal. I think Arch reminds me, and Bo and I have talked about this. He reminds me of a young Josh Allen. He's got the big arm. He's competitive. He's mobile. I mean, you're not going to say he's a running quarterback, but he's mobile enough to make things happen. He wants to run you over instead of just stepping out of bounds or jump over you. You know, he wants to do everything, but there's going to be growing pains. And anybody that thinks that that's not going to happen is really living with their head in the proverbial ostrich hole. And there's going to be. But the thing that I think makes Arch good is that he's prepared his whole life. I think he'll be able to handle the adversity better than most young quarterbacks. That's where I think he'll be really good. And I think this offense is going to gel. And we'll get to the Mach 5 top 5 of who I think is going to be really playing an impact outside of the big names. But I think it does hinge on Arch. I think Sark has a quarterback with Arch that he can do what he likes to do. I think Sark had to change some things over the last couple of years from what he wanted to do with what fit Quinn's strengths. And I think that was I don't want to say it was a hindrance. I mean, the offense did well. Hell, we went to two back-to-back playoffs. Like, okay, we need to figure out the red zone stuff, and I think Arch helps that. But I'm buying it, but I'm not buying it wholesale. I'm not betting the house on it because I think there are going to be growing pains. We have to go to Florida. We have to play an Oklahoma team. This defense is going to be pretty good. We got to go to Georgia. We've got an A&M team that I think is going to be really good coming here. Like, we got to go to the horseshoe. Like, there's a lot of things in front of this offense that they're going to have to start gelling very, very quick. And I think Arch is the guy to do it. But I think putting too much on him early, I don't think it's a mistake. I think he can handle it. I just think fans need to temper their expectations because there's going to be monster plays and there's going to be some dumb plays.
That's spoken like a guy who's actually played the game and knows the reality. Bo and I are just screaming like fans, Chance. Come on. It's a video game to us. It's not real to us.
Because Dan Arch is, his measurables, he's like a video game. But when reality sets in and they start doing twists and they start bringing dog blitzes and they start showing him different coverages, there's going to be times he's going to make mistakes. Yeah. And that's okay.
Chance, you understand? His mother didn't let him have mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving until he learned how to read a dog blitz. Are you crazy? It's Arch Manning. Wait a minute. Am I Jason Dick this week? What is going on?
You're embodying the Jason Dick to this week, okay?
He's
I need you to put on a hat. Put on a hat, please, Chad.
Put on a goofy ass hat that doesn't match your outfit and grow a red neck beard, and you're good to go.
Is that it? I'll get the Outsiders hat going. Okay. All right. There's my Jason. Yeah.
It's just
Jason
kind of matched,
Bigler.
though. It's a beautiful Outsiders hat.
It is a nice Outsiders hat. I don't have an ugly hat nearby that I can put on. Yeah. Well, here's the thing for me, Chance. I'm gonna head where Bo did, and I might even dial it up a little more. I think you guys got some great news today if you're a Texas fan. And we're looking, so we're recording on the evening of Tuesday, evening of Monday. We're debuting on Tuesday at 10 a.m. If you guys are checking us out Tuesday morning, thank you. 11 days till kick as we debut the show this week. But this week early, we had the preseason AP All-American teams. Great news, Texas fans. Nobody on offense. No one. Arch Manning is not the first quarterback. That's Klubnik. Arch Manning is not the second quarterback. That's Nussmeier. And no receivers and no running backs, and no, not even an offensive lineman. Guys, that makes me buy in even more to the hype because I think Sark and Arch and Flood and every one of those Texas players is going to use that as fuel and pure 100% American grade beef to just chew on all season long. That's fantastic. I mean, it's a fantastic setup for this offense. And Bo, I totally agree with you. They don't have to be elite. They don't have to be like the best offense in the country, highest scoring, whatever. With the defense they're going to have, and with what I think Arch is just going to solve. Arch will solve some of the problems that they would have otherwise. I think they're going to end up being a really, really good offense. And by the end of the year, they definitely have dudes in the first team, All-American team, and probably second team as well.
Well, those are big shoes to fill, and the guys that left that were those All-Americans, like there's guys on this Texas team that are going to have to show it to me. Like, and I'm not saying that in a derogatory fashion. They just don't have the reps. Like, we're all big on Gooseby. He's played 4 games as a starter. Brandon Baker has played 0 games, and I'm a big fan of both of those tackles. But to just automatically assume that they're going to be at an all-American level, like, I'm trying to, like, who do you think on that offense, not named Arch, because if he has the year we're hoping he has, then he would be on the list. Who do you think's actually an All-American, best player in the country at his position on the offense? Because I think there's 4 or 5 on the defensive side that could end up being on the team. But I like the offense, but Ryan Wingo is not a preseason All-American right now. Like, look at a freshman like Jeremiah Smith. You have to have that kind of season to be at that level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean, I get you. I think by the end of the year, Wingo could absolutely be one of those guys. But I think I think it's a great setup, I think, though, for this offense of where they're going and what they want to be. Chance, it tells me these AP writers, they don't know some of these guys. Again, they're not on the inside of it like we are, really following it super closely. They don't know that much about DeAndre Moore. They haven't seen Wingo on that level yet. We're all kind of projecting where we think it can go and what we've seen in small doses. But, man, I think this offense is good, especially in September. Whatever happens in Columbus, this team's going to start stomping in September, and the AP voters are going to realize, oh, okay, we probably should have. A second team, really? There's not one off. Gooseby couldn't make second team.
Well, but Chad, the thing is very rarely at an offensive line position. Like, I don't think Caden Proctor from Alabama should be an All-American tackle, but he's upperclassman. He's got all these snaps, and he plays for Alabama. Right. They're not going to take the guy that has four starts at Texas. Like, they're just like the one who I think will make the team definitively, and kind of getting a little ahead of the Mach 5 top 5, but that's okay, is the transfer Jack Endries. Like, the tight end in Sark's system is paramount. And we saw what he could do with Gunnar Helm last year. This is Gunnar Helm on steroids. So watch out. I think Endries is. Well,
yeah, and obviously with the AP, what you can tell what they did. The voters wanted to give the experience the nod. So they gave the experience of Klubnik, the experience of Nussmeier the nod. I get it. They also did it at tight end. Second team tight end. First team tight end is Stowers from Vanderbilt, but second team is the Clare kid, Max Clare, who Texas will face with Ohio State, but he is a fourth-year guy. Injuries, and I agree with you on injuries, Bo, but he's got time left. Like injuries, Texas gets multiple years out of injuries if he stays.
I agree, but I think what he did his last year at Cal, in a real conference, like it's not the old Pac-10, no, this was against legitimate ACC competition. He did very well. And not in a system with a great quarterback like Arch, and definitely not in a system that's geared towards getting the ball to the tight end like Sark really wants to do. I think he's going to explode. Like, I think he could legitimately have a 1,000-yard receiving season because that's the offense that Sark truly wants to run, with Arch being mobile, tight ends crossing, 2 tight end sets. That's just – I think he's going to have a huge year.
So you talk about the offensive line. In the NFL, through 2 weeks of preseason games, do you know who the highest rated offensive lineman is so far as grading out?
I do, but I cheated.
Is it a Texas guy?
His name's Kelvin Banks.
Oh, is that the guy? Okay.
Yeah. And you don't just replace those guys. I don't care how good Gooseby is. And like I said, we don't want to get ahead of the Mach 5 top 5, but there's a lot of young guys that I think on this Texas offensive line we could be seeing playing on Sundays. And they're guys that 4 or 5 weeks into the season, when they've really gelled together, I think you might even see a better run blocking team than we had last year. I really do. Now, that remains to be seen. There's a lot to be proven. So I have no problem with them being left off the watch list. I mean, off the preseason deal. Give it to the guys that have played. I don't care. Where I care is what you do. Where are you at the end of the season? Yeah. Which awards are you the finalist for? Which are you playing for a conference championship? Are you in the playoffs, hosting a game in Austin in the playoffs? Those are the things that matter. What doesn't matter to me is what a bunch of writers sit around and say, because you hit the nail on the head, Chad. We live it every day. You're talking to Catch every day for 3 hours about everything that's going on in Anwar and the great stuff that entire crew does. So we keep up with it. These guys have 100 teams. Let's just cut it down to the 30 that we actually care about, right? That's still 30 teams to have to know who's coming up, who's not. Go with the big names. I have no problem with that stuff.
Yeah, and again, it's great motivation. You get to show them that on the board, and you get to say to Trey Wisner, who's the returning SEC running back with the most yards? Who is it? Oh, that's right, it's you. But they don't care about you. So you got to go show them that you matter. And I mean, that kind of stuff, that's motivation all over the place. Ryan Wingo, they don't respect you. DeAndre Moore, they have no clue who you are. You are a 0 to them. You are your jersey number to them. They don't care about you.
But in fairness,
DeAndre Moore isn't known by half the Longhorn fan base.
Right. I mean, but the motivation of it, I just love it. I love it. I think Sark's going to use it.
I love it
incredibly
too,
well.
But let me say this. And maybe part of it was Quinn, and that is what it is. What did Ryan Wingo do last year that would deserve him any preseason honors?
Probably fair.
I mean, I'm not. I think the kid's a superstar. I think he was underutilized last year. I don't think we used him I think if we try to use him like Jeremiah Smith was used, that dude's on every preseason, but we didn't.
Yeah,
we didn't.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you're going to bring logic into the discussion, Chance, we're going to have to move on. We do need to get to the Mach 5 top 5. Chance is going to dig further into this offense tonight. Before we do it, let's thank some of our great partners, and we will start with the folks over at Covert Ford. Bo's got a little message, but first, here's Kimberly.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Covert, and since 1909, the Covert family has been committed to Austin's community. For 116 years, we've grown with Texas, driving progress, building trust, and serving the Austin community. Whether it's the all-new 2025 F-150 or the versatile 2025 Ford Maverick, we're here to help you find the perfect fit, just like we've done for generations. At Covert Ford, it's more than cars. It's about family, service, and a legacy of trust. Visit covertford.com and become part of our story.
Covert Ford, right there on 183. Go see outsider Chris Abbott, right there on the showroom floor, right there with Kenny Covert. I was just in there a couple of weeks ago. Guys, if hunting season is here, outdoor and tailgate season is almost here, they have a multitude of beautiful trucks, the F-150s, the Raptors. They have the Broncos and the Bronco Raptors. trust me, I learned this lesson the hard way this weekend. You want a more up-to-date truck that has the thing like a tailgate that has an outlet in it when you're, at a parking spot and it's too hot and you need a fan. The new trucks have all the bells and whistles. They look amazing. And Covert Ford has the best deals in town right there at 183.
There you go. Sounds like a very specific problem for me to plug in. The tailgate.
It's something that it made me think of, like, man, I wish this truck had a plug in it.
Dude, the tailgates are amazing. They're incredible. All right, we will get to that Mach 5 top 5 after we tell you once again, we are the Outsiders, brought to you by Poncho Outdoors. You've seen all of our shirts. I got the Bandera tonight, the black. I think this is the original poncho that I bought, the black. That I got the Bandera short sleeve. Chance has one of the ultralights on. He swears by those.
Yeah,
Yes, there you go. Bo does as well. And we got the college colors. Remember, they are out there. I found out, first off, the Death Valley, solid on the right side. You got Colt in the Earl. It's a great design. They've done multiple things with it. The gray version's called the Hondo. So check it out at ponchooutdoors.com. Make sure you mention OB Live. I got a buddy from high school that is a Longhorn through and through. So he'll definitely want to get the Earl if he hasn't. But he's also, like me, just become a Texas State dad. So he might also want to get the Farmer. And he'll tell people it's not an Aggie thing, dude. It can be a Texas State thing. And you have the Texas thing. It'll be all great. It's good. So get your college colors figured out. ponchooutdoors.com. All right, we've got the Mach 5 top 5 just around the corner. Chances dig in a little further into this offense. Before we do, though, Bo's going to tell you about Integro Construction Services and what they can do for you. They sponsor the Mach 5 top 5. Tell them about it, Bo.
Integro, for all your construction needs, whether it's an outdoor project now that the summer's over, whether it's something that went wrong over the summer, drunk uncle punched a hole in the sheetrock, who knows? Whatever project you need around your house, Integro can handle it. They are also the only licensed dealer of the Go Nano technology here in Central Texas. Get your roof a rejuvenating shot of life. 5, 10, even 15 years. They do it in one day. They spray it on. It rejuvenates your shingles and adds all those years to years of life to your roof for less than the price of a deductible. Integro, give them a call, 987-1273. That's 987-1273. That's Integro Construction Services.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Integro, and they bring us each and every week the Mach 5 top 5. He's offensive. He's talking offensive players. Mach 5 top 5. Mach 5, he knows all about offense. Last week, we forced him to talk defense. He got through it. He struggled through it somehow. This week, he gets to talk about his side of the ball, offense. And here's what we're doing tonight, Chance. It's kind of like the end of Wheel of Fortune, where they started giving people certain consonants and vowels, okay? We're going to give you 4 freebies, and then you can take the others. We know these 4 guys have got to be great for Texas. Arch Manning, Trey Wisner, DeAndre Moore, and Ryan Wingo. You get those 4 for free. We know they've got to be badass. So after that, we want your 5 other offensive players or coaches that need to step up and need to succeed in 2025 for Texas to be successful. So give me those other 5 people that you're thinking about.
All right. Number 5, I talk about him all the time. Do I think he has to be great for Texas to be great? No. Do I want him to be great because I love watching the kid play because he's 6'4" and runs a low 4.4, if not a 4.3 40. It's Parker Livingstone. I love what that kid does. He brings a big body. That's something that this offense needs. I mean, Wingo's a big kid. I get it, but we need that big body guy. And I love Parker. I love the way he plays. He is Texas through and through to me. He's a cowboy hat. He's a big version of Jordan Shipley. He's the kid was Texas from the time he came out of the womb.
Jordan Shipley XL.
Yeah, he's the big Jordan.
Yeah. It's a good one. Well, they've had a little Jordan, so now this is a big Jordan.
Yeah, little Jordan scored on my Bills last week. I was proud of him.
Hey, Jackson Dart, first touchdown in the NFL. There's your trivia question. Do it to little Jordan Humphrey.
That's right, baby.
Hey, that wasn't last week, because last week I think y'all gave up a 35 spot.
That was last week.
No, that was it. It was the Giants game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That they gave up that much?
Yeah. Well, we did it this week too. Because we had this great belief in Buffalo. They don't game plan. They refuse to game plan. They don't want to waste time for it in camps. They don't game plan for preseason games. I don't get it. Anyway, number 4, another one, another receiver that I think needs to step up is Khalil Lockett. I think he's a 6'2" guy with elite speed. He's a 5-star. I think last year we hit on the Wingo thing. I don't think we used Wingo adequately. I think this year you have the chance to spread the ball around. Let's bring some of these young guys up. Make it hard for teams not to be able to isolate one guy. That's what I think we need to do. Spread them out. All right. Number 3, we mentioned him. Tight end is huge. That is your safety blanket. That's the one that when Arch is feeling pressure, he gets it to his tight end. Jack Indries, the Cal transfer. He may not be first, second team on the All-American list, but he is on the Blitnikoff and the John Mackey watch list going into the season. Blitnikoff being receiver overall, Mackey being the tight end. So I think that's one. Again, the tight end is every quarterback's safety blanket. Bo Scaife and David Thomas and Brock Edwards were my best friends. If you're in trouble, get the ball to the big body. It may be a 6-yard game, but guess what? You're playing 2nd and 4. You're not getting sacked. Love my tight ends.
Good call.
Number 2, because I think he is the best running back in that room, and I hope that he's healthy, and I love everything the kid does. He's handled himself well. He's faced adversity. Cedric Baxter.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
I think that running game is going to be a huge part of alleviating some of the pressure on Arch early, which leads me to number 1. The number 1 most important piece outside of the 4 vowels that you get in Wheel of Fortune is Kyle Flood. Kyle Flood and that offensive line. He's going to have to – that offensive line, look, they're good. Brandon Baker, Trevor Gooseby, that Umeozulu.
Neto, yeah.
Oh, read an article on him that he's just a bulldog in there. He loves to be physical. He brings that physicality. I love that. But Kyle Flood has got to get that group on the same page. Unlike any other position, look, receivers got to have timing with their quarterbacks, and the running backs have to have timing with their lines to make their cuts and reading the blocks and being able to see 2 or 3 levels above. I get that. Offensive line has to play together as a group. They have to play as a group. If you've got 5 stars that don't know how to play together and they don't know where their partner is going to be and they don't know when to pass, when they don't know how to pass it off and pick up somebody else, that's tough. We talked about Kelvin Banks and what he's doing in the NFL. It's hard to fill those shoes. But as a unit, the guys are there. Can Kyle Flood bring them together and make them the offensive line that I think they could be?
Just make it the coach and the whole damn group that's got to step up. I think that's an interesting way to do number 1. All right, Bo, no Jason Dick this week to go picking apart Chance's choices. Plus, we decided without Jason here, we could take Arch out of the discussion and then things wouldn't get wacky. Bo, what are you doing with this list? Are you doing anything wacky?
Well, since he's not here, let me channel my inner Jason Dick.
Oh, God.
Crack a weird joke that invokes 80s TV, 90s TV, and really encapsulates it. So hopefully UT is going to have a guest appearance from Corin Nemec this year, because they need to run a campaign like the old TV show. Parker Lewis can't lose. Parker Livingstone can't lose, baby. No Jason Dick-like joke.
Wait. I'm looking up the person that you told me. Who'd you say?
Even I missed that one.
CORINNEMEC.
Did you just make a Parker Lewis can't lose reference?
I did.
Wow.
It kind of came to me on the fly when Chance was talking about it.
Man,
I don't know who this is.
That is
That's
bold.
before your time, Chance.
Who is this guy?
That is way before your time, Chance. I barely remember that. It was like a TV show made.
Wasn't it after The Simpsons?
Wasn't it a show? Wasn't it a show, Bo, that was made off of the success of Ferris Bueller? Didn't it have kind of a Ferris Bueller feel to it?
It kind of did, and it came on after The Simpsons when The Simpsons first came out, and it was Parker Lewis getting in all kinds of trouble in high school.
Yeah, and wasn't it what didn't he like talk directly to the camera, fourth wall breaks and all that stuff? Yeah.
And he had a guy that's actually become more famous. I can't think of his name, but he's in like a ton of movies. Was his big fat friend that got him? I was trying to
look at that a joke and body shaming. So, so you got your Parker Lewis joke in. Are you taking Livingstone out, or are you leaving him in?
No, I'm keeping him in.
Okay.
But I am taking out Lockett.
Okay.
Because if 3 receivers perform at an exceptional level and Jack Andrews does, we don't need 4. That's a luxury.
All right.
We need –
there's one luxury.
Huh?
I like luxury.
Chance is a man of luxury. I told you he's wearing an ultra light poncho shirt tonight.
Okay. Well, back 20 years ago when we were living our Ric Flair-like dreams, we were all in the lap of luxury, but that's not how life works sometimes.
I mean, I just rolled into school with Sloan, BJ, and Roy. I mean, it was like, okay.
Just live the life.
It is almost an inevitability. In the course of the football season, the Longhorns are going to have to play to reach their end goal, which is going to be 16 games to win a natty. You need a backup quarterback. Whether it's a protocol, whether it's a sprained ankle for a half, whether it's something bigger than that, your backup quarterback has to be able to come in and keep the train rolling. He doesn't have to excel. He just has to allow that defense to succeed. So I'm going to go ahead and name who I think is going to be the backup when the dust settles. Maybe not week 1, but I do think if push came to shove, KJ Lacey would be your backup. And KJ Lacey may be called upon to win a game. And that could be the difference between a national championship and not. So to me, a backup quarterback has to be on that list.
Wow. All right. So let me make my comment about backup quarterback before I take him off the list. The fact that both might be right, to me, says a lot about Caldwell and Owens. But the other little factor in that, guys, remember, they do have 4 games to play with KJ Lacey. That's another thing to just keep in mind of if you need a little bit and you really don't trust one of those other 2 guys. Like if you had a banged up, if you had a dinged up Arch Manning that needed a game or 2 and you got to have somebody, KJ Lacey could start 2 games for you and you still get the red shirt.
Now, Chad, to that point, I could be wrong, but this is an interesting one. I read, this was probably 2-3 weeks ago, but I read, and I need to go back and look, that DJ Lagway was only 1 game over being able to use his red shirt again.
Correct.
Oh, is that right?
He threw for, 1,400 yards? And he was only 1 game over being able to use the red shirt.
Well, he played in 5 games.
Yeah, he played in 5 games.
5 games. I did not realize that. But hey, you know what? Billy Napier's like, you got to do what you got to do. In case of emergency, break glass. That's what he did.
Yeah, but here's part of my logic on this, Chad. If Trey Owens was the guy, they don't go get a placeholder like they got in the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't go get Caldwell if they truly thought Trey Owens, who's been in the program for multiple years, was ready to do it. Now, like that's basically saying you missed, you're probably going to need to transfer somewhere else at some point. What I'm saying is in a pinch, like first game with jitters, they're not sending Lacey in there. They'll send Caldwell. But as he's worked through it, Sark also knows it's valuable to get that quarterback some reps. Like, I'm sorry, but in a mop-up game against Sam Houston State in the 3rd quarter, I could easily see KJ Lacey going in and acquitting himself like Arch Manning did against the 2, SEC caliber on one of them, bad opponents. I think Lacey gets some playing time because he's going to need it because, like I said, you're playing with fire if you don't think your quarterback can get hurt, even in a limited window, and you need a guy that has game reps in front of crowds and game reps in front of real defenses.
Bo, I'm not putting anything out there for bad juju, but I will say, I have said over and over, and I'll say it again, Arch Manning is a little Josh Allen. He is going to put his head down. There's going to be plays like the game against Arizona State where he puts his head down to get that extra yard, and they might have to look at him for a play or two. You all right, dude? You good? Because ultimately the safety of the players is the most important thing. And you got to have a guy that can step in, that it's not just hand the ball off and let's get the defense out there and do what the defense does till we can get – don't waste drives. You got to have a guy that you can put him in there and say, okay, let's see what you can do till we figure out what's going on.
All right, so now
we're trying to talk about your boy Matt Norgren. Is that what you're trying to do?
The basketball quarterback.
Dribble. Best dribble in football history. Matt Nordgren, kids, look it up at Waco against Baylor. It's the greatest thing anybody's ever seen. What was the final that day? Like 56-7 or something? And
something like that.
He was, yeah.
Floyd Casey didn't see many wins. I'll just say that.
God, that was incredible. All right, so yeah, old Floyd Casey, that was quite a place. All right, so I'm going to take that possible. Again, the bad, we can't do it. We're knocking on wood. KJ Lacey not going to be needed. I need to get double representation of offensive line in here. Chance, I'm going to leave Kyle Flood alone because I think that's an interesting way to look at it. I got to get Gooseby in here for Lacey. So I'm going to take Lacey off to the side. I'm going to put Trevor Gooseby in because that offensive line cannot be talked about enough. And I don't think Texas gets to where they want to go unless Gooseby is end of season All-American dude. Maybe it's second team, but he has got to be on one of those lists by the end of the year, or Texas did not get where they want to go.
Well, I'll tell you this, Chad, and I'm sure you've heard it from Jeff, but people that I've talked to within the program believe Gooseby's ceiling is Kelvin Banks level. Like they think
absolutely
he's that guy.
Yeah. And what he did in College Station still gets me. It still gets me. And I know there maybe it's a day where we realize, maybe we're overblowing that situation, blah, but whatever. But I came out of that game not realizing he'd gone the whole distance when he came in. And that's the biggest compliment I can still give him. He holds up well. That Aggie defensive front was pretty damn good that night, but he neutralized it.
Well, and to that point, and I hate to derail the conversation, but I have to say it. I hope Nick Scorton's all right. The collapsed lung thing is that's a scary deal. And
oh God, I hadn't even heard that.
Yeah, it's a worse. So he had a collapsed lung, and it's worse than they thought. So I thought Nick Scorton, he's a hell of a player, and hopefully he's all right. But back to the topic at hand, because that was one of the guys that Gooseby was lining up against.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Those guys that a guy that ends up in the NFL. You're right. He was absolutely in control. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll leave Livingstone at 5. I like that. Gooseby 4, Injuries at 3. Great call on the tight end because if you hadn't done that, I'd have definitely made sure Injuries ends up in there. Baxter, I love Baxter at 2, and I know the head coach does as well. And Kyle Flood in the number 1 spot. So there's your Mach 5 top 5. Again, you see it on the bottom there before I take it off. Integro Construction Services, 987-1273. Be sure to ask about the Go Nano Roof Coating.
Chance. Someone asked me this question, and I'm going to spin it to you because you were on the team with Mac. Did Mac have a player that he loved as much as Sark loves CJ Baxter? Just the way he speaks and it is mind-blowing. And we know it. That's a great question. Let's see if Chance has one.
I would say Roy was probably that guy.
Really?
Okay. I don't think Roy could do any wrong in Mac's size. There was nothing he could do that would ever.
So here's the thing he said this past week that got me. Everybody made a big deal. We talked about it a little bit, I think, on this show last week too, when Sark said our team just practiced their ass off. That presser was really cool. If I'm a Texas fan, I'd have loved it. But as I'm listening through it, he talked about CJ Baxter, and he said, man, he fired me up today. And I was like, have I ever heard a coach say that about a player? Exactly. So those specific words. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that. I want it so bad, Chance. I want you to be right about Cedric Baxter for Steve Sarkisian. I want him to be able to show us all and go, yeah, see number 4? That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, but let me pose this question to you, the same question but in a different way. Do you think it's as much Sark loving CJ as much as he knows what the kid's been through and he wants him to have an opportunity because it's been bad luck. It's been bad luck.
I think it's the combo of he was there from the beginning. He's his guy. It's my guy. Back to Max, my guy. It's the journey you just talked about. But you know what else it is, Chance? It's that in his mind, Sark thought he was going to see this at practice. And from the reports that have been coming in, he saw that.
Yeah.
Then he saw that, and he's like, wait a second, hold on. And then he starts talking to the media about it. And now he's like, you know what? Psychologically, I think he's there. I think he trusts it already. He looks good. That cut, you could tell the cuts look better than he thought. The way he's reacting to it, it's better than Sark thought. And Sark's his number one fan.
Well, and I don't think a lot of fans understand when guys are coming back from injuries. There's so much scar tissue in there. I mean, you make a cut and you tear some of that scar tissue. It's a very similar feeling to when you tear your ACL or when something pops and there's a fear there. And so there's a huge, that was one of the things with Bo Scape that was hard when he would come back. It was that getting able to trust your body that it's going to do what you're used to it doing, without all the pops and so I'm sure after 2 years back to back, I mean, I'm sure Sark's excited to see that.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
I mean, not to mention the fact that, I mean, I'm not saying anything, but Baxter's girlfriend has a ring on her finger that says number 1.
That's the other thing. You know what Baxter's got? He does not have a girlfriend that's going to let him rest on any laurels, let him be lazy, and let him give in. He won't do it. She will not let him do it.
Nope.
Yeah, that's what she.
And she's got that ring. She's like,
yeah,
hey, babe, you see that ring? It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you want that ring?
Be cool if you got one too.
Yeah. Do you want that? Yeah. We can help that. All right. Let's see here. All right. Let me get a little screen share for you and tell you guys about Last Stand hats. We'll look at some Texas hats in a second, but how about a lifetime membership? Well, there's Bo. See, Bo's got the all gas, no brakes. You want one of those hats? Well, get on over to the website and check it out. You want every hat all the time and a badass membership? This is what you're looking at. You can officially get into their locker room with a lifetime membership for just $199. You're getting all of this stuff, including 30% off everything forever. The free Last Stand locker room hat. You get that incredible card. And remember, only $199 will be made. It's a one-time payment. There's no renewals. There's no expiration. Once you're in, and you get all the incredible stuff. And since we are 11 days as we debut away.
Do I get to buy mine this week, Chad?
Hey, we're going right to Texas. Chance, we're going to your school, brother. We're just going to show them. We're showing them Texas stuff. Okay. Look at the cool Texas stuff. Just roll it by for you. Look at all the cool Last Stand hats. It's a nice tee with the state of Texas.
I love that one.
I like that one. That's nice. Mm-hmm. That's really sharp. You got a little volleyball if you're into such things. A little Texas fight for you in a couple different colors. How about look at that. A little established. I'm a sucker for an established. Give me a little tower there. That's not bad. Rolling through some Bevo. Texas versus all y'all. We got some hook'ems just across the board. The one Bo's rocking, the all gas, no brakes, a version of that. So all kinds of cool stuff at Last Stand hats.
But do I get to buy my membership card? I need to see it, Chad. I'm not buying the membership until UTE El Paso is up there.
Well, but until
can we do our check? Can we do our check and see?
Hey, we're not going to UTEP because I have secured for our non-existent fourth co-host. We're getting him the black card.
Really?
For the connoisseur of hats. Depending on his behavior and how long he's sick and when we're going to bestow upon him a Last Stand black card.
Now that is cool. That is cool.
Last Stand gear, but he gets the black card. We're just getting some new hats, some new gear for us.
Yeah, Chance, I just decided to be positive this week, but at some point we'll check in for you. We'll check in for you.
I'm not buying the black card until I get a new hat.
We'll check in. I'll do the research for you. All right.
I need to have a minor hat on me.
All right, so as we roll through, guys, I'm going to try. Earlier, I was channeling Jason Dick because I was pumping up the offense and Arch Manning. Now I'm going to channel Jason Dick by presenting the Dick move of the week. This has to be a Dick move of the week. I saw it right before we started the show. It comes from Norman, Oklahoma. Apparently, this is a real thing. Oklahoma, kids, is going to let their fans go to their post-game press conferences. They have something they're calling, I'm not making this up, Sooner Magic Moments, offering the program that they've created this to give fans greater access. The cost for 2 people, follow me here, the cost for 2 people to sit in on media sessions for Oklahoma and Michigan is $692.11 for 2 people. Why not just go right to 700? I have no idea. Sooner math. The SEC opener against Auburn, $576.86 for 2 people. The first game of the year against Illinois State, that's only $461.61. And gang, it's already sold out.
What?
So, gentlemen, here's my question to start the discussion. Who's dumber? The person that offers this up and tries to get the money, or the person that pays the money?
Oh.
What?
Easy answer.
What are we doing here?
Why could it not just be like $475? Why is it $461.61?
Exactly. What is the? I don't understand. You're going to do this.
We're talking about Sooner Magic. You were talking about when they get a dentist to fix all their Frank Riddle teeth.
Oh my God, Bo, the fan is dumber here, right? The fan that would pay for that is dumber than the person that thought of it.
You can't be mad at the university.
Yeah, they're broke. They just found a way to make $50,000 because morons are going to spend money to watch Jack Wagons ask questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to picture this. Just picture it, right? Bubba and Cletus go to the game. Bubba's the dad. Cletus is the son. Bubba loves to drink in Norman. I'm assuming they serve alcohol there now, or at least we know they tailgate. Bubba gets tanked up for the Illinois State game, and he and Cletus get to go to the post-game presser. Do you think he's going to sit in the back and be really nice? No. Every question they ask Brent Venables, he's going to be in the back. Boomer! Boomer! What do you say? Be quiet. I pay $461.61. Boomer! They're going to have to drag his ass out of there. Are you crazy? And then what happens when the Illinois State coach gets up there? Hey, how'd it feel to get a little boomer? And come on. We're allowing this?
That's Chad. That's like, I'll try not to say all the names to protect the innocent in this scenario. When we were in radio and I got a text midway through the 3rd quarter of a late night game, I'm in the end zone club just having fun.
Right?
Can you do the post game? Sure. The only thing that can save me from sounding like the Mo and the Simpsons was another person, the guy running the show, was so inebriated that I sounded sober.
Well, I can already tell you who was running the show just by
I
that
know, but I
description.
was trying to be respectful.
I don't know that I ever worked with anyone in radio that drank during a post-game show. I have no idea what you're talking about, Bo. But I just cannot believe
flowing.
It's one thing when I heard they were letting fans go to the combine, I thought, all right. And then, would I really pay for that? No, maybe I'd pay for that. And then I thought, okay, NFL practices, maybe, but I don't want to pay for that one. And then the NFL like media night at the Super Bowl, and I thought, well, if I don't have to pay, maybe
I'd do that one.
That this is a chunk of change, gentlemen. You're talking about $350 a pop to go watch the pressers, to go watch Brent Venables and Sharon Moore.
Did you want to get to hear everything that they said? You can find it on the interwebs.
Yeah, you know what, Chance? If you're going to bring logic to a Sooner discussion, I don't even think we can have it. But you do bring up a point because they do have them newfangled cameras that they bring to the Gaylord family Oklahoma.
Like, you're not
Stadium.
getting like special access that you get to hear things that nobody else does.
All you get to hear the question a little more clearly. That's about it.
Okay.
What are you talking? What are we doing?
And Chad and Bo,
how many times in your life you get the opportunities to see Brent Venables play the fire hose in like face to face?
But hold on,
you can see it on your phone.
This is the funny part, though. Bo and Chad, I think y'all both probably been in post-game press conferences at some time.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is that all these people, when they pay that money and they realize how small that room is and how really inconsequential it is, like there's nothing special about the like they put the banner up in the back. So on TV, it looks good. But when you're actually in there, it's normally like on a road game, it's normally like a closet that they've set you in that's got like either no AC when it's in the early part of the season, so it's like 400 degrees, or in the winter when you're playing in Nebraska, it's got no heat, and so it's like 12 degrees. There's nothing fun about those press conferences.
God, that's dumb. Y'all, you got to find a better way to raise money than that. And if you're a fan, most importantly, again, I agree with y'all. The fan is the dumb one here. You have got to know enough to say no to that. Who's the all Sooner jokes aside, there's got to be a sensible person in a household to go, wait, stop. Y'all can go to the game all you want. You can get tanked up in the parking lot all you want. I'm not paying $350 a piece for y'all to go hear Venables when we can watch it 20 times for free on the internet. What are you talking about?
All the wives in Oklahoma that are going to be asking for a new pair of boots. All right, honey, you want to go watch a damn press conference? Let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm going down to Cavender's tomorrow, and I'm getting a new set of freaking boots.
I cannot wait to hear what Anwar Richardson thinks about that story. A guy that has to cover those press conferences because it's his job. He gets paid to be there. The idea that someone would pay to be there, that's crazy. All right.
Ask Anwar, and you know what he'd say? He would tell you it is the most uneventful, terrible place to be after a game.
Yeah, he'd say, hell no. He said he's there because it's his job to be there. He's covered it in the NFL. He's covered Texas, and he knows, but paying for it? Oh, that's crazy.
You need to talk to Ketch, though, because now these press conferences are going to, at least the one for Texas, Oklahoma, you need to get an OB patch on Omar like NASCAR. So, like, he's getting full representation to the crowd.
For real. Yeah, we do. And speaking of, before we close up, Chance, you told us something as we were getting ready for the show I had not heard about. In the NIL world, we have a new Sonic commercial out with a famous actor and Longhorns and Aggies. Is that what you said?
It is. So I forwarded it over to you guys just because I think y'all need to enjoy this. But there's a new Sonic NIL deal that's come through. In the commercial, you have Ryan Wingo, Michael Taff, Colin Simmons, Marcel Reed, and Reuben Owens.
Okay.
So you got 5 guys, 3 Longhorns, 2 Aggies, and they're with Terry Crews, Mr. Baby Back Bitch. Baby Back Bitch.
Mr. Big linebacker dude. And
Office linebacker.
They're doing
linebacker. That's what it was.
And they're doing acting training, acting classes is what it is. And it's gold.
That's
awesome. Really gold. It's good.
All right. I'll check it out.
Like, to me, this is what NIL should be. Not just, hey, we're writing you $5 million check to come to Lubbock, Texas. No, it's you're getting paid. Go do the commercial. It builds your brand. That's the thing that's good, right?
Yeah.
These kids build your brand and you're getting paid. That's what NIL should be to me. It's the perfect example of what NIL should be.
Yeah. Plus, you might get a discount on an extra long cheese coney. And who doesn't want that?
And they've got those new smash burgers at Sonic that are damn good.
They're good. I'm with you, Chance. Yeah, they're very good. All right, Bo, before we get out of here, I was going to make fun of Jason when we talked about Star Ranch. But in your case, since you are actually a really good golfer, I'm going to ask it this way. Have you ever had a moment like Scotty Scheffler did on number 17 this weekend? Because he charges back, he wins the tournament, next to last tournament of the year now, before the championship. But my man was in like the second cut of rough, and he went like up a hill and back down. That thing traveled probably, 60 feet, something like that. Have you ever buried a shot like that on a course?
I have, but that's because I'd hit it a little. I have to hit more of those shots than guys like Scotty Scheffler.
Okay.
I can do pretty well with the wedge in my hand. And it's funny because I was out at Star Ranch this last weekend with my son because Razor's really started taking an affinity to golf. Thank God. Because I get to take him out there and let him learn the game. And Star Ranch has a very nice driving range. You can go out there. There's plenty of room. You don't have to worry about space. I could actually work with my son and teach him. And there were multiple greens he could go to, fresh range balls. And that's just the easy part. They have range memberships you can get. The golf course is where he wants to play, and he's been out there for Super Cooper because it's open. It's easy enough. If you play from the backs, it's not easy, but it's easy enough at the tees that are appropriate for you to just go have fun. It's too hot out right now. You don't want to go play U.S. Open style grinding golf. No, go somewhere where you can have a few cold beers, play in a good pace, 4 to 4.5 hours, and finish it up. Star Ranch, 252 Golf is the number, 252 Golf, or scan the QR code.
Impressive stuff once again from Scotty Scheffler. The one thing I will say too about Scotty, he proved something to me this week that he hadn't proven to me yet. I hadn't actually seen him sweat, but good Lord. By hole 4 on Sunday, he was drenched, and he's still just mowing through everybody.
But you know what's incredible, though, is when you watch his reaction, like the dude literally has, I think, ice water flowing through his veins. Like he hits it, and he's like, here, and it goes in. He's like, all right, here's my club. I'm going to go pick up the ball now. I'm like,
he's mellow. You know who he is, Chance? I'm a tennis freak. He's Roger Federer to me. Like the way that blood pressure, it's so leveled off. Like a Rafael Nadal is a screamer and a yeller, like a Tiger and stuff. But man, it's just like silent assassin stuff. And you could tell McIntyre was flipping out. His putter had been awesome all weekend, and all of a sudden it starts to let him down. Everything tightens up, and he was pushing some and pulling some and yanking stuff. He was all over. And it's just like this. It's a different vibe than what Tiger gave off. Different types of galleries, different energy. It's just this slow. It's like getting your ass kicked by a glacier. That's what Scotty Scheffler does.
So my question is, and this is for you, Bo, because you're good at this. At some point in the next 6 to 12 months, depending on how Scotty continues, there have to start being some comparisons to Tiger. There have to be. Like he's starting to get to that point where he's dominating enough over a period of time. If he continues,
we're already there, Chance.
Well,
we're already there.
Colton, the joke was made during the broadcast by Colton Oast. Scotty was one kitchen accident away from being there. Like, he missed the front end of the season because he sliced his damn hand in a cooking accident.
Yeah.
And Colt was like, and he's right. Like Scotty, it took time for him to get comfortable, as Chance was alluding to with other injuries. There were certain shots that Scotty just probably wasn't comfortable with. And so he didn't come out of the gates red hot. Rory got the Masters. JJ Spawn got the Open. But Scotty is that guy. He's just growing into it. He just had his first kid. He's getting all those things. Next year could be that year. Because he is. Here's who Scotty is on a completely different level, but Tom Brady had that ability to be ice water, calm, down 28-3, doesn't matter. Whereas Patrick Mahomes, also cool as a cucumber, but he wears it. He is fist pumping and going, and that's more of the Rory McIlroy. But Scheffler is ice cold.
But we're getting to a point now, Bo, where not just his play, but the lure of Scotty looming on a Sunday is starting to have effect on the greatest players in the world.
Well, there was a clip that I've seen a couple times floating around involving Tiger, and it was the perfect scenario. Tiger was like, "Look, the way Scotty hits the golf ball is just different. It's the distance control," and they're starting to really talk about it a hell of a lot more now on broadcast. But he doesn't miss long or short. He may miss left or right, but if it's 175 yards, he hits it within 3 yards of 175 yards. So he's always putting for birdie. He's always in range. It's remarkable how he does it. But Tiger put it best. He goes, Scotty's going to hit the ball better than everybody out there. So if Scotty putts decent, he wins. Just decent. He goes, if Scotty doesn't putt bad, he wins. If Scotty putts good, watch out, he's winning by 5+. And you saw that even this last weekend, he won and he missed 2 or 3 inside 4-foot putts in the final round.
But I think at some point,
I know.
And I don't want to make this a golf conversation, but at some point we have to start looking at the way that he's playing, and he's on a different level than everybody else on the course right now. When he's on, there's nobody in the world that can beat him. Yeah. When he's on.
I mean, again, Chance, we're there. I mean, it's not that we're going to get there. We're there. Rory McIlroy is the second best player in the world, and he says Scotty's on a different level. We're there.
Yeah,
it's there right now.
No,
like it's crazy. And then to the point about if he's up, we know that if he leads on Sunday, he's won whatever it is, 9 in a row, 10 in a row, whatever that is.
It's when he's 1 or 2 behind you.
But the fact that he did this one, he was 4 back. He starts 4 back, and he ate that up in 3 holes, 4 holes, whatever it was. And they were even, I think, by 4 or 5, and he was rolling.
It's almost like when you're running away from a bear, right? You're just trying to survive. And that's what Tiger had, because Tiger's always playing in the last group on Sunday, and it's like you're trying to escape this. In his case, it was a tiger chasing you, but and Scotty's, we'll call it a longhorn. But either way, you're trying to run away from them, and it changes the way that you operate because you can feel them behind you, and it you tighten up because you know they're behind you, and you know that if they get you, you're done. And that's what he's kind of creating that I haven't seen since Tiger. I mean, when Tiger had his victory red on Sundays, players would make shots that you're going, what are you trying to do? But ultimately, they knew if I don't take a risk here, he's going to get me. Like, I have to do this.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, boys, just about time to wrap up. Bo, anything else we need to hit?
Got a cool one for you because you're a memorabilia, and Chance has met my buddy Pat Ryan, who I went to college with. Mm-hmm. He posted a video on Instagram this week. About 2 years, he's a huge autograph collector and sports memorabilia guy. He bought a piece of parchment paper signed by Babe Ruth off eBay. Wow. And he decided his goal was to get in his mind, the GOATs of all time and all major team sports, men's, sorry, I'm not trying, on one piece.
You mean Angel Reese sitting on there?
No, but so over the last year and a half, and it culminated with Mr. Brady being the football. Brady signed it. He got Babe Ruth, then he got Tom Brady. And he told Tom Brady, I'm getting all these names. And he goes, if you get all those names, I really want to see it. Well, he surprised Tom Brady at FanFest with Babe Ruth, Tiger Woods, Wayne Gretzky, Lionel Messi, Michael Jordan, and Tom Brady all on one piece of parchment paper.
How much is that worth?
That's awesome.
No, but you can watch. You can go to
even value that.
Tom Brady is like, you got it, all of them, and he's like, that's so awesome.
That is awesome.
How do you put a value on that? Like,
it's
Oh, that's
100% one of a kind.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. That's crazy. All right,
that's freaking cool.
Speaking of one of a kind,
yeah.
We love the one-of-a-kind stuff Poncho does. They got all kinds of good stuff for you. Go to PonchoOutdoors.com. Tell them you heard it on OB Live. Mention the Outsiders or OB Live when you order. Get you a Stockyard or a Death Valley, or maybe it's a Farmer because, hey, not that you may be a Longhorn through and through, but again, maybe your high school colors lean more on the maroon side, or maybe it's another college that you're representing. If you want that Earl, hey, Colt's ready for you. Actually, you can't have Colt's. That's his. But you got to get your own Earl. Go to PonchoOutdoors.com. We got our ponchos on tonight, and we usually do. They are fantastic shirts. Check them out. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us. We will be back next week, debuting on Tuesday at 10. Hey, it'll be game week. If we're nice, they might let us do a couple shows next week. Cross your fingers.
Hey,
Until
Chad,
then, Jason
Chad,
Dick, get better. Yes,
Chad,
Chad.
Before you say goodbye,
mm-hmm.
we got to give a quick birthday shout out to the guy below, because his birthday will not be. He'll have a birthday in between now and the time we air next.
Oh, you got a birthday coming up, Bo. What number are we hitting?
47.
47. I remember 47. That was a while ago. Damn youngsters and they're 47. Happy birthday to Bo Edge and anybody else that's got a birthday coming up this week. Y'all take care. Until next week, we are the Outsiders, and we are legitimately worth a shit. See ya.